You know, when someone tells you British Columbia is beautiful, you got to believe it. We're in North Vancouver Island at the Orcafest in Port McNeill and the Loggersports competition. We're going to get started with the choker race. In total, we're going to be showing you 4 heats.
Hi, my name is Craig Borlow. I live in Sayward, BC, and I'm a forest engineer.
Hello, my name is Brad Laviolette. I'm from Port Hardy, BC, and I'm a hook tender.
Here we go with heat number 1 in the choker race. In total, we'll be showing you the top 4 heats. And this is an event where guys like Brad and Craig, who are not necessarily good with the axes and the saws, they're able to shine in these kinds of events.
The choker race is obviously you need to be fast of foot, need to be good with your hands with these chokers. They're actually heavy cables. You got to get them over the log. The whole trick is, like you say, to jump way over the log, throw that choker underneath the log so you don't have to reach so far to get it.
Big mistake there by Craig. He couldn't get the choker cable on the other side of the bunk log. Looks like Brad is going to win this heat in a time of 20.18 as Craig follows up the rear with a 22.27. Brad does it pretty flawlessly here, but one of the keys, you got to get way over that bunk log, and those cables are about 80 pounds, and it's not that easy to just wing them over.
In our next heat, we have Nick Russell and Dave McLeod. We've seen them go head-to-head in a couple other events. These are 2 guys here. Of course, in the lumberjack world, it's much like a decathlon. Most of these contests, you've got to be good at sawing events, axe events, and then when you have these events, basically the running races and the obstacle pull-by, these guys are also good at that, so it makes them very competitive in the overall.
Choppers, sawyers, as well as runners. These guys are going to show a little bit of experience when it gets to that bunk log, because that's the most difficult part, throwing the 80-pound cable over.
That's right. Now, Nick obviously has an advantage. He actually designed the course, does a good job. He gets way over, throws it underneath. Nick Russell did a great job setting his belt. Look at that. What a diving finish for Nick.
Well, he takes the lead with a 15.84. Dave McLeod right behind him with a 17.44. Very uncharacteristic of Dave McLeod to struggle in choker race.
That's right. He's got to dig underneath his bunk log like a hamster in a row pile, but he gets it, sets his bell, and away he goes.
This is Dennis Yarjo. I live in Campbell River, BC. I work for BC Hydro, and I'm a #1 competitor. Thanks.
Hello, my name's Angus Brown. I live in Port McNeill. I kill trees for a living.
Well, all the trees are dead here at the Lumberjack Sports Arena, that's for sure. They're chopping them up and sawing them up as we speak. Dennis Yarjo taking on Angus Brown in this heat of the choker race. Still the time to beat is 15.84 set by Nick Russell in the last heat. These guys here should be a bit of an adventure. They're not exactly fleet of foot.
No, but they love the sport. They have a great time at it. There's one thing great about these lumberjack sports competitors. What I love about it is the guys are great guys to be around. And these fellas here, great competitors. They're hams. They love this event. It's a fun event, actually, the choker race.
Well, the electrician from BC Hydro didn't quite get the cable stuffed over that bunk log properly, and Angus can't find his cable as well. Dennis gets his job done fairly efficient manner, a 17.09. Angus still struggling here with the bell. He's got to dig in the hamster shavings. He's not sure which way is up.
We should call this a hamster dig instead of the choker race, but these guys are doing a good job. Obviously, if you don't get far enough over the bunk log to slide that choker underneath, you've got to do a whole pile of digging.
The last heat of the choker race is Bobby Dowling versus Brad DeLosa. Once again, it's the Bob and Brad show from Down Under.
Yeah, another event that you never do Down Under, of course. This is unique to the West Coast. We have some choker racing on the East Coast, but this is a West Coast event.
And this is one of the reasons right here that Brad DeLosa likes to play in BC Loggersports, because of these unique events where he doesn't get to do very often. Taking on Bobby, and Bobby has a bit of a trip there, and Brad is having a hard time getting his choker over the bunk log as well.
Good to watch. So these guys are real athletes, because even though they don't do the events, they learn it fairly quickly, work at it hard, and look at that. Brad DeLosa finishing it off with a good time of 20.2 seconds.
And Bobby Dowling, learning his way through the ropes, finishes off with a 26.17. He has a bit of a stumble right here in this, deep shavings. It's very difficult to run when you're carrying the 80-pound cable.
He's trying to skip by the looks of it.
Choker race last year, 2010, not quite the same as this year. A little bit less challenging, but still you come out on top. How does that happen?
I don't know. I just love to run fast, and it's in me. So it's good. I had a decent set, so that's the biggest thing. You have a good set, you're gonna have a good time.
And again, going into last year, we had wood chips, I think, on this site. The sawdust was a challenge not only for choker race, but it's sawdust was a challenge all day.
Yeah, it was okay. It had good grip for sawing and stuff, but when I was running that choker race, I threw my knob over, and I went to reach for it, and I just couldn't find it. It was just buried, so it was a challenge. Grand Prairie today, same thing. I picked a bunch of sawdust when I was trying to stack my disc, but hey, it was even for everybody.
Well, there's the choker race. I believe it's 2 years in a row that Nick Russell, the guy who set up the course, wins the choker race with a time of 15.84.
And our crown pivotal point for today focuses on Bobby Dowling and Alita Russian. He makes a great pick for a Jack and Jill partner, and they place first with a time of 10.33 seconds.
Well, the final standings are now a wrap here in Port McNeill, British Columbia. A bit of a push by Dave McLeod and Derek Pouchnick, but by 85 points, Brad DeLosa is our You Find Fish Lumberjack of the Day.
Just tell me about Loggersports in BC. I know you enjoy coming out here, obviously, because you come out here every year. You know, you got the typical axes and saws, but some other events that you must have fun with, the obstacle bowl, choker race.
Yeah, it's always good to get into a few different events. Yeah, it's a great bunch of guys, and they run really good shows out here. Yeah, so it's good to be part of it, and try all the new events.
The Loggersports competitions are always fantastic out here on Vancouver Island. They got obstacle pole, choker race, and a whole lot of talent. Much thanks to Nick, Roger, Mike, and Andrew for putting on a great show. Come back again next time. We're going to be in Clarkson, New York for more Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks is sponsored by Echo, only professional grade with 5-year warranty. Crown, protect, maintain, save. The new You Find Fish app. Fish with your phone. Minn Kota, anywhere, anytime.